Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna, and today I do have two things I want to talk about. We're going to talk about being ready for Q4 sales. That's going to come out later in the video. I will have timestamps down below in the description if you want to fast forward to that. First though, I want to talk about Poshmark's new feature of partial refunds. Okay, first of all, it's not available to everyone. It is right now only available on Posh US to certain closets. Not everybody has it yet. They're rolling it out slowly, hopefully taking feedback into consideration with this whole thing, because a lot of people are not happy about this. Now, second, it is not just about partial refunds. What will happen is if you do get a case open, as the seller, you have options that you can take or not. It's up to you. You could offer a partial refund, or you could actually accept the return. Now, in and of itself, this is not a bad thing because it gives you more power as the seller, which is not a bad thing at all. I think it really helps your business. And I know that there's been times in the past where, yeah, I've made a mistake and, the customer is happy but not happy, and, giving them a little bit more of a discount would have been fine. So I don't mind having that option. There are a couple things that I do not like about this, and number one is we already pay the highest fees. We pay 20%, and that is high. And Poshmark keeps bringing out things that either cost us money as sellers or time and energy as sellers. With paying the higher fees for Poshmark, I don't want to be doing the work. I want them to earn their fees. And lately, it just seems to me that they keep bringing out these things that are either not helpful or require me as the seller to do more. And I don't want to do more. I already pay enough for them to do it. This new feature, it takes the responsibility away from Poshmark. It takes the work away from Poshmark. I would have liked it better if when the options pop up for the seller, the partial refund or the accept the return, that there was an option right then and there to send it directly to Posh support. As it stands right now, what will happen is if you do not choose to do one of those things, if you choose not to give a partial or to accept the return, 24 hours later, 24 hours after the case has been opened, Poshmark will then take control of it and deal with it. I think it would have been better if they gave us that option right off the bat. Having a buyer wait 24 hours for a resolution to even begin, I think is ridiculous. I think that is really, really bad, and I don't like it at all. Another thing I'm not loving is if we offer a partial refund, it is coming off of our net earnings. It's not coming off of the original sale price. So Poshmark is still making their 20% on that higher price. So Poshmark's not losing at all in this. This feature is for Poshmark. It is for them to streamline their support system, which is probably one of the worst that I've ever dealt with. And they're doing less work. I'm not loving it. I can see some good of it. I'm not going to be totally bashing it because I'm not going to say I'll never use it. But as it stands right now, I'm not happy with it. I think it's a ridiculous feature. I don't know if anybody's really asked for it. The fact that we do pay so much in fees and they're just taking money from us left, right, and center. Promoted closets, it's the same thing. They just want our money and they want to do less for that money. So not happy, a little disillusioned with Poshmark right now, but again, it's only on Posh US at the moment, and it's only with selected closets. So, I don't even know if I have it. Knock on wood, I don't get a lot of cases anyway. So if you're a seller that gets a case and a case and a case and a case, you might love this feature. But for someone who doesn't get returns a lot, knock on wood, it's really sort of a neither here nor there because it's something I'm not maybe have access to anyway because I don't have a lot of cases. Yeah. So let me know down below what you guys think of this. How is it going with the Poshmark? If you're loving it or not, let me know. Anyway, we're going to move on to bigger and better things. We're going to talk about Q4. Get my notes. So Q4, just so everyone knows, is the last quarter of the fiscal year. So it's October, November, December. That's what it is. That's all it means. Typically, those are the 3 months of the year that are busiest across the board for any retail selling of goods and whatever. So remember that. It's supposed to be the busiest time of the year. This is where everybody makes their sales. For me, historically, January, February, March are much busier for me. And I think that has to do with what I have available in my closets, in my store on eBay, things like that. So this Q4, I want to sort of hit the ground running, and I want to plan, and I want to be able to sell more. I want to be part of the gang that sells a lot in Q4. So what am I going to do in order to be prepared for that? So number one, and we're at the end of October. We're at the end of August right now. It's August 24th. I'm doing this on Thursday. And over the next couple of weeks, I have a couple of things I'm doing. I am upping my listings. I am going to be doing more listings so I get into the groove of doing more. I'm also going to be doing an inventory. I need to go through all my totes and all my filing cabinets, and I want to make sure that the things that are in those systems, in the totes, in the filing cabinets, are actually listed. And they're where they're supposed to be. And I have that marked in the listing so I can find things like that when I go to, when they sell and I want to go pack them. I'm going to do this because last week, I think it was, I sold something. It was a black t-shirt or something. I'm not 100% sure. And I went in and I found it, or at least I thought I found it, and it wasn't. It was a pair of leggings that aren't even listed. So I need to go through my inventory again. I do my inventory about once every 6 months, and I did do this before, like in January or February, but these, for some reason, they're just not listed. So I'm going to go through my inventory to make sure that I am organized so that when sales start coming in, I can actually grab the item and pack it with no headache and no panic that I can't find an item. The next thing that I'm going to do, and Paul and I are doing this together, we're going to make sure that we have all of our packing supplies that we possibly can. So that goes from tape and Dymo labels, our thermal printer labels, to boxes, to tissue paper, to poly mailers, to suffocation bags, to business cards. Paul uses business cards for eBay. He just got a whole bunch, so we're good for that. I no longer use business cards, but I do write a handwritten thank you note in my Poshmark packages. But I have to show you. I've talked about this before. This is actually just an empty, anyway, but these are scrapbooking pages. And they have all these pretty little, designs on them. This was 50 sheets. I get about 12 thank you cards from each sheet. I got this at the thrift store for like $2. So 50 times 12 is 524, something like that, for my thank you cards. And I use a little stamp with ink pad that, again, I thrifted. And I want to make sure that I have enough of those. First of all, that I have enough on hand. Secondly, that they're already cut up and already stamped. And I do tend to say the same thing in most of my thank you cards. I write their name and I say, thank you for shopping my closet. Enjoy, and I sign it. So even in the next few weeks, I can start pre-doing some of those to save me time. And I need to make sure that I have enough on hand in order to handle all the orders that I so want to get the last quarter. So make sure you have all of your packing supplies right down to the little last piece of tape or stickers or whatever it is you use. Have them on hand so you're not panicking and scrambling to find a box, to find a poly mailer or anything. This is really good to do now because it's not fourth quarter yet. You still have a month and a bit. So make sure that you have everything ready to go. It's part of being organized. And if you're really, really busy, being organized will help you, be calm. And that way you won't be making mistakes as well. So what else am I going to do? Right now, the end of August, I'm going to start, like I said, I'm going to start listing more so that I'm in the groove, so that I know I get up in the morning, I'm going to list, 10 or 20 or whatever number I decide. I want to get it into my routine now before I panic. Also, because you're going to be listing more, you want to start sourcing more. And of course, you want to take advantage of any sales or any coupons that you possibly can to keep your cost of goods as low as possible so that you're not shelling out a ton of money right now and having all this inventory all over the house, which I don't want. But you want to make sure you have enough money as well left, or enough money in hand, so that you can source and take advantage of those sales. Now is the time to start doing that. And you also want to be sourcing the right items. I know that right now it is the end of August. I'm going to keep saying that today. It's the end of August, and I sold a heavy winter coat and a nice big bulky sweater this past week. So it's starting already. So up your sourcing, up your listing. But what else can you do? Maybe you want to try a new platform. Maybe that's a good idea right now. I know that I may try Facebook Marketplace to start selling off some of the stuff maybe locally. Here in town, we haven't really tried it here in town so much, so I wanted to maybe get a few new with tags items and just see if they'll sell for some money to get my cash in hand in a sense. So what kind of items are you going to be selling? So right now, you're thinking 3 months ahead. You're thinking Christmas. You're thinking New Year's. You're thinking Halloween, Thanksgiving, not so much. I know that Halloween and Christmas items sell year-round, so they're always, not always, but they're for the most part a really good item to be picking up whenever you can find it. You want novelty decor. You want, the ugly Christmas sweaters. You want fancy dresses and shirts and things like that for nights out on the town, company parties. You also want items that could be used as gifts. So new tags clothing, that could be used as a gift. Collectibles, toys. Branch out from your comfort zone a bit and maybe go check the toy section. Puzzles, games, and anything else. Maybe new tags sealed is really good for gift giving. And kids, of course, will play with it, so that's a good thing. So you want to start looking towards the holidays, even though you're in your shorts and tank tops right now, because it is hot. You do want to be looking for those kinds of things. Collectibles is always good all year round. I know that I've been selling some more collectibles on Poshmark, which is great. They do really well on eBay as well. And with them, because they may be vintage and they may be just collectible, it's more about the item itself as opposed to the condition. I mean, you still want fairly good condition if you can get it, but people wouldn't mind getting a vintage something that has a little bit of wear. So look towards that kind of stuff as well. Going outside of your comfort zone might be really good for your business, and it might help you make some sales. Think about what you do during the holidays yourself. Maybe you're a super, super busy person and you want to sell convenience. So you know what? Not everybody can make it to the mall or make it out to the stores. And if you present them with a very easy way to shop, then they're going to shop that way in their pajamas at midnight, and they'll be happy if you have the right items. So I know that I will be going shopping. I think I'm going to go to the Goodwill sale tomorrow. It is a 50% off sale here in town anyway. I'm going to go and maybe look for some new tags items, maybe some collectibles, and I'm on the hunt for a larger fry pan for myself. I'm always looking for things for myself. Anyway, getting ready for Q4. If you do it now, if you do it like in the next couple of weeks, you can go into it much more smoothly and you won't be panicked looking for boxes, looking for items. Because if you're in a town or a city where there's a lot of resellers, they're already looking for this stuff. You always have to be thinking ahead, right? So I'm already listing coats and jackets and sweaters, even though it's 30 degrees Celsius here. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's hot. And I'm already doing that. I'm already thinking, okay, winter is coming. And I don't like thinking that way because I'm not a big fan of winter, but it's coming. You know what? Valentine's Day is coming. So you know what? In November, I'm going to start thinking about that kind of thing. I will be hopefully selling, but I'll be listing even bathing suits and things like that. This is a good time to actually purchase them because the thrift stores, people probably are not buying them so much right now, but maybe they're going to start donating them. And that way you can get, the hop on people going away on vacation in the middle of winter, going to wherever it is they go to. So Q4, be organized, start your stuff now. That way you're not going to be panicking. Anyway, that is it for today. If anybody else has some great ideas for Q4, leave them down below in the comments. That is it. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.